I've been replaying Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone recently. It was one of my favorite childhood games, and I always knew that it had multiple versions. I played on Xbox, and I knew that that was similar to the PlayStation 2 version, but what I didn't know is that the game I played was technically the second Philosopher's Stone game, or Sorcerer's Stone game. So, originally, Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to mix and match, came out in 2001 on the PS1. That's where the PS1 Hagrid sort of meme came from, right? And that game was only on PS1. Very interesting, very back in the day, right? Also, literally looks like Neville's about to jump off this roof or whatever. Very questionable, right? And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I knew that there was multiple versions of this game that I played, but I didn't know that the game I played was technically the second version, right? Because I knew there was a PC version. I found that out a little bit ago when I was Googling this game like 5 years ago, kind of to relive some of my childhood games. And when I was playing, this new game, I was like, wow, I want to play all of the Harry Potter games now, all of the versions. So we're going to start with Sorcerer's Stone. I'm in the middle of the one that I know, right? The Xbox version, PlayStation 2 version. And it's going to be really fun to see my reaction to, like, these other versions of the game and kind of a glimpse into an alternate universe where I owned a PC and I played these old games or something, right? Because I never owned a PC for a really long time, and I never played the PlayStation or the computer version of Sorcerer's Stone, but I did play the Xbox and PlayStation version. But in this video, I wanted to kind of go through every Harry Potter game and just give my sort of opinion before I replay them, because I do want to replay all of them and play the ones I never played, and give my opinion on the ones I played before we go back and check them, right? So this is Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone, the first game that I played. Ironically, this game came out after the Xbox version of Chamber of Secrets, but I did play this game first because I knew that this game was the first movie. A funny thing, which we'll talk about soon, is when I watched the Harry Potter movies and read the books, I didn't really remember the order. So I always thought Goblet of Fire was third and Prison of Azkaban was fourth. So I was very confused when I got to the games. I was like, wait, what's going on, right? So Sorcerer's Stone I really liked as a kid. Probably the one I played the most, because I always thought Chamber of Secrets was glitched, but it was, I played Chamber of Secrets back in the day when I was a kid, and I beat it, but when I replayed it around, like, I was probably 11 or 12, I thought it was glitched out, and I couldn't complete the game. So, that was really funny. I think that this game is very cool, but I do think Chamber of Secrets is a little better. And yeah, Sorcerer's Stone, very cool. We're replaying it right now on the channel. If you want to check out my first video, make sure to do that. And we're going to be doing all of the Sorcerer's Stone games, because of course the one I'm talking about is the Xbox and PlayStation 1, but I do want to do all of the PC version. The original PS1 version I think would be a lot of fun, so we're going to do that. Then we have Chamber of Secrets. Oh, this game was, I remember this game so vividly. I replayed it recently with my friend watching, and the funniest part was I have like a really big fear of spiders. I literally had to close my eyes and have my friend guide me on the spider fight. I was like, oh, we can't beat the game. But I was actually shocked at how short the game is, and I think that's going to be something I'm going to be surprised at, is back in the day when you're a kid, you're doing everything. You're exploring. Also, things are just taking you a long time because you're not good at video games. And it was very funny because when I replayed, I was like, that was 2.5 hours. Or that, I don't think it was 2.5. I think it was like 3.5 or 4 hours. I was like, man, that's really fast. I wonder what the speed run for this game is. But very cool game. And definitely built upon the, well, I guess this was technically the first of these versions of games I played, right? Because this is the Xbox and PlayStation 2 first game. So I didn't know that, but I always thought, wow, Chamber of Secrets, they really did a good job building off of Sorcerer's Stone, but actually it was the opposite. So these two games, very cool, very good. Whenever I talk to my friends about it, that know these games, these are the games they remember as well. Then we have Prisoner of Azkaban, my beloved. This game is broken. This game is amazing. Not broken in a bad way, broken in an amazing way, right? I always loved this game because they introduced being able to play the other two characters, Ron and Hermione. And I always loved this game. I always played this game. Felt longer than the original, the other two games, right? And I thought it was really cool how they designed specific characters to get different spells. So you had to complete the puzzles in, different ways by switching characters. And oh my gosh, the map. Hogwarts, they did such a good job making the map for this game. Very cool, very expansive, and I really, really loved this game. And my shock as a child when I booted up Goblet of Fire, and it was one of the worst games I've ever played as a child. This game sucked. I was so shocked at how bad this game was. It's really hard to describe, too, but instead of doing the open world Hogwarts stuff, they went to do basically individual levels. And almost you could think of they're like Lego levels, but way less fun. Very negative fun, And of course, like I said, back in the day when I was a kid, I thought that Goblet of Fire took place before Prisoner of Azkaban. So my shock was how did they go from this game to Prisoner of Azkaban, the God game Prisoner of Azkaban? But it was actually the opposite, and it makes a little more sense now, right? So really disappointed in this game. And one of those games where you think about, what if they continued building upon the Prisoner of Azkaban stuff? This was the first game that was sort of merged together where it says EA UK here designed this game, and that was for all of the versions except the handheld games. Prisoner of Azkaban still had a lot of those different versions, so the PC game is different from the console games, right? But Goblet of Fire, they just kind of combined everything, and this is, what we have. Very disappointing game. And the funny thing is, I wonder how much of the games influenced my opinion of the movies, because I've never really liked Goblet of Fire as a movie, but it was probably because it was man, that game sucked, Then we have Order of the Phoenix. They definitely came back with this one. They added the open world, and it was a really big Hogwarts. Not to the same enjoyability, is that a word? Enjoyability as Prisoner of Azkaban, in my opinion. But it was very cool. Unfortunately, you didn't... Wait, did you get to play as other characters? There's a mission where you play as Dumbledore, right? But yeah, anyway, I don't remember. But very cool game. I think I beat it. I think it took me a while to beat it, and then one day I was like, I'm beating this game. We got in there, but pretty cool game. Then we have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, similar to Order of Phoenix. I don't remember liking this game as much, but I think I was getting older. I wasn't really into these type of games as much. I was playing Halo and stuff, right? I was into those type of games. Call of Duty a little bit too. But still, I remember this coming out and, got it, and it was salute to, the old school video games. But it was pretty cool. I'm excited to replay this game eventually, too. And then we got Deathly Hallows Part 1. And I got this for Christmas because I got a PlayStation 3 that year. That was the first time I ever owned a PlayStation console. And I got Uncharted, and I got this game for Christmas. And I believe, because this came out November... When did it come out? November 16th. So, I remember booting up the PS3, playing Uncharted. Wow, this game's awesome. Booting Harry Potter up for 2 hours and going, no, get me back to Uncharted. This game is really bad. This game was just weird. It was, obviously you had to do it in a different way, because in the movie, of course, in the books, they are not at Hogwarts, so you can't really do the whole open world things. This would have been a game that would have worked really well with the Goblet of Fire design. But it's almost like a third-person shooter, because you can kind of see here Harry, in cover. And they even say in the Wikipedia, Grand Theft Auto 4 and Gears of War, very similar gameplay. But it was just weird. It was just a weird game. Did not enjoy at all. I don't even think I ever beat it. And then that leads to the final game of these sort of the movie games, Deathly Hallows Part 2, and I actually never played this game. I actually don't know anything about this game, and I'd be really interested to see if it's the same style of gameplay or if they kind of mixed it up. I'm sure it is the same style of gameplay, but yeah, pretty interesting. Oh yeah, it says consider the game an improvement over its predecessor. It received mixed to negative reviews for the same reason, namely for its gameplay, poor enemy AI, and overly repetitive combat. So yeah, but those are the games I played. I'm not kind of talking about not the spin-off games, but the Lego Harry Potter. I love those games. I've never played Hogwarts Legacy. What are some of the other? Oh, the Quidditch game. The Quidditch game was really sick. I had that too. But not really talking about those. These are just the games I played. But definitely, I think my favorite of all time was Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This game is so good. And I'm really excited to try the PC version because I've heard that game is really good too. But basically, this video, I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on these games and introduce you guys to the, basically, I don't know, series, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to be doing on my channel, where I'm going to be going back and playing all of the games and also all of the versions I've never played. So that's like the PC versions, the PlayStation versions, all of that. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys join me. And we'll come back after we do everything and see where I stand in all these games. Hopefully Prison of Azkaban is still my favorite. Maybe I'll be like, wow, this game sucks. But I don't think I will. But all right. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.